In this video, we're going to be practicing writing expressions from words. When we talk about an expression, let me get my pen to work here. When we talk about an expression, we're talking about something that has terms, but it doesn't have any equal sign in it. All we're doing is simplifying and combining like terms. The difference is if we were talking about an equation, whoops, that's not an E, is it? So if we're talking about an equation has a portion that's an expression, but then we have an equal sign with it. See, then the word equation, it's the same as having in the word equal. Okay, so you need to have the equal sign in there, and we will be solving, trying to find a solution. Okay, let me go back here. All right, if we have this expression right here, 9 plus the product of 2 and a number. First off, you need to look here. It says 9, so I'll put the 9 above it. Then we've got plus. The product. Product means to multiply. 2 and a number. Anytime they use the phrase a number, we're just using a letter, a variable. In this case, I'll use N. You can use either any letter you want to. N, X, T, S. So the product needs to multiply 2 times this letter. So it has 2. So now as you look above it, you can see that this is going to be my expression. So I'll write it down here. I've got 9 plus 2N. Try the next one. You can pause the video and come back and see how you did. On this next one, I have 3 less than 5 times a number is 12. Less than, that's going to be one of those catchy or tricky ones right here that they're going to try and trick you on and try and catch up. Whenever you have less than, that means that this number right here is going to have to go towards the end. So the first thing I'm going to look at here is I'm going to take 5 times a number. 5 times a number. Now the less than, I'm going to put it here, less than 3. Is means equals, and then we have a 12. Okay, just to kind of review, out of these two, which one is an expression and which one is an equation? This first one right here is an expression. It does not have equal signs with it. This one has an equal sign, so this is an equation. Let's see if I can go up here and flip the pages here. Okay, here's another one. Pause the video, come back and see how you did. The result of a number divided by 6 is 2. A number divided by 6. I don't know what the number is, so I'll have that x divided by 6 is equals 2. There's my equation. Try the next one. Pause the video and come back and see how you did. 6 reduced by 4 times a number is 1. 6 reduced by is the same as subtract. 4 times a number. 4 times a number, doesn't matter what letter you use, remember, is equals 1. Next one. You can pause the video, come back and see how you do. Twice the sum. Okay, sum means addition. Twice the sum of 8 and a number. Okay, so we're going to have 8 plus a number. Now when you talk about twice something, you're taking all of this times 2. The next one. Pause video, come back and see how you did. It says a number decreased by 2. We don't know what the number is, so we're going to have x decreased by 2. Next, Pause the video, come back and see how you did. This one says 1/3 of the original number. Well, when you have that, it means to multiply. We're going to have 1/3 times n, x, or whatever letter, or you can even write it as n over 3. Both of those things mean the same thing. There's the next one. A number less than 8. Here we go, that magic phrase right there, less than. We have 8 minus x. Because remember, whatever this is here goes towards the end because of the than. Anytime you have less than. All right, now this time they want you to write your own expression. And there are many different ones, and I'm sure I am not going to come up with all of them. One, you could have 15 plus a number. You could even have 15 more than a number. You could have 15 added to a number. See how many more you could come up with. Here's the next one. What expression could you come up with? Well, let's see. I could come up with twice a number plus 4 I could even come up with 4 more than 2 times a number I'm sure there are many others. See what other examples you could come up with. All right, here's one. Let's write an expression for Mark's age. Right here it says Mark is 5 years older than Juan, who is Y years old. Okay, it's telling you that Y is what we're going to use for Juan. Mark, let's use M for Mark. M is equals 5 years older than Juan plus Juan. Next one. Read this and let's write an expression for the amount of change that he will receive. It says Mario bought a bag of chips that would cost D dollars, and he gave the cashier a $20 bill. Well, you start with the $20 bill, and you'll subtract off how much the bag of chips costs, which is D dollars. The next one. A used bookstore sells paperback books in excellent condition for $2.50 and in fair condition for 50 cents. Write an expression for the cost of buying E excellent condition paperbacks and F fair condition paperbacks. Well, first off, it gives us the price. It says that $2.50 is how much the excellent ones are, and they're using E for excellent. So we're going to take $2.50 times E plus 50 cents for the fair ones, and they use F for fair. So we're going to put 0.50 times F. There's your expression. Here's the next one. Claire has had her driver's license for 3 years. Bill has had his license for B fewer years than Claire. Which expression can be used to show the number of years Bill has had his driver's license? Well, let's look at this. It says Claire has had her driver's license for 3 years. Bill has had his for B fewer years than Claire. So that means Claire has more. So we're going to have 3, and we're going to subtract off how many that Bill has. See, that's Claire's. See, you have to be careful right here because I'm looking through what it's asking. It says, write an expression that can be used the number of years Bill has had his driver's license. So if you took 3 minus Bill's, that equals Claire's. Well, how do we go through and change that around? Because I need Bill by itself. So instead, we look at this, and Claire's supposed to have more than Bill. So even if I kind of like to solve the equation like we did in the other videos. Some of you are probably going, what is she doing? Okay. I guess there's none of that in here. I look up here. This is the only one. This will get kind of confusing right here. I probably just confused you guys to all get out. I'll go with this saying, it says, which expression can be used to find the number of years Bill has had his? Well, this is what I would do. I guess you would find this right here. So you're going to have to excuse me for trying to confuse you right here. So let me go back here. Let me erase all of this over here. I'm doing all that smart math stuff, aren't I? So if I go through here and look at it, if you just take, basically I'm trying to do too much. If I go through here and it says Claire's had her license for 3 years, and Bill has had his for B fewer years, so I'll subtract off how many fewer years. There it is right there, and I apologize for all that other stuff that we just went through and did. Try the next one. Sophia's math class has 6 fewer boys than girls. Write an expression for the number of boys if the class has G girls. Okay, so Sophia's math class has 6 fewer boys than girls. So we know that we have the girls, and they have 6 fewer boys. So if you take the girls and subtract off the 6, that's going to be how many boys are in the class. You take the number of girls, subtract off the 6 fewer boys, and there's your expression for how many boys are in the class.